Hi, I'm Karen. I'm a master gardener here in Sonoma County. It's the middle of August and we're at Harvest for the Hungry. And today I'm going to talk to you about uppotting, which is the process of moving seeds that you've planted in some small container, or in our case here a larger container, but same idea, into individual pots. This is what we have here. We're more of a market garden sized garden, and so we seed large trays. And this is sort of an ideal seeding pattern because then you can use some kind of tool and get in there and individually bring up a seedling to put it into a larger pot here. When you have something this dense, which is very much like what we would have at home, that's not possible because it's so tight. When you're planting seeds at home, you can seed it more thinly than this. So you want this kind of spacing, but you'll probably have this kind of size of a pot because you're a home garden and you only need a home garden amount of broccoli. So if you end up with something like this, and the same is true if it's seeded more thinly, you'll turn up the pot and you'll have something that looks like this. You can see this is what we would call leggy. They're long, thin stems. This doesn't have any, well, that one was upside down, but the long, thin stems. And so what we'll do is we'll just break that soil apart so we get a smaller wodge and just gently shake those out so they don't pull the tops off each other. And then you have something that you can actually get into an individual seedling. And the ideal is to pull it very gently using a leaf. The reason is, if the leaf comes off, you haven't killed the plant, you've just lost a leaf. If you pick it by the stem and it breaks off, then you've lost the whole plant. That one didn't, luckily. You'll take this seedling, you can see the roots there, it's got lovely roots, and I've prepared some pots right here. They're deepish because we do want some space for the roots to develop and grow downwards. And this is our seed starting soil. Our seedling soil. It's lovely and loose. It's moist and rich. You can see it's got nice additions to it. You'll take this seedling that you pulled out, poke a hole in, and just drop that into the hole, and you'll plant it down to just under where the stem starts to split off. You don't want it long and leggy because it's going to flop over, and you don't want to bury it deeper than the split because it will rot. So just down to that split, I'll try and do it so you can see, and then press the soil in around it. So let me do this one part that I haven't filled because there's just a little bit to know about this. Push the soil in, and there you see it looks full, but it's very loose, and if you press it down, which is how it needs to be, you'll see that you actually need to put a little bit more soil in. It doesn't want to be so tight that it's packed, but it needs to be quite firm. And then you can just push a hole there with your finger. We can pull out another seedling by its little leaf, just really gently. See those lovely roots on that? Drop that into the hole, down to where it starts to separate, and then press the soil around it. One thing I wanted to say was, sometimes there'll be a little tiny one. I don't see one there, but maybe here, like this. Well, that one doesn't even have a root at all, but some of them are so tiny they have very poor roots, and I wouldn't bother planting it. Just leave that one. Look at this excellent root I saved earlier. So long and lovely. And again, we'll just drop that into a hole and push the soil around it. You can still see a little bit of stem before it separates off. Once you have them planted, you're going to give them a little bit of water, and we'll move our tray along to, actually let me do these last three really quick, and we'll move our tray along to where it's going to grow for a little while. So there's another one, And there's another one. Right, so let's take this tray and we'll walk down here. We've got two choices here. We're at Harvest for the Hungry. One is a spot like this where you can see other broccoli. This is a little bit bigger. This is bigger again. So this could stay here under, all of this would go under an insect net. It means that it will get less pests, less things nibbling on it. The other choice is this, which is shade cloth. You can tell how much shade this gives. I'll lift up and then I'll put over. You can see the amount of shade it casts. Especially at this time of year, broccoli is a winter crop and it's not super fond of the temperatures we have in August, but this is the correct time to plant. And so you would do best to shade it in some way, whether under an overhang at your house or put up a bit of shade cloth somewhere. But it wants light, but it will want a bit of shade. So there we have up potting broccoli.